Hello there, welcome to this video. This is the Bookkeeping Master on YouTube, and this is my top tips for improving cash flow. It could be that you're like me, a bookkeeper, an accountant, and you have a client that needs some help with their cash flow. It could be you are a business owner and your business is struggling with cash. It could be you are a finance director. It could be you're 100 different things. It doesn't matter. You're very welcome here. A bit about me before we get started. I have been in business and accounting for the last 15 years. I've seen companies that flourish when it comes to profitability and cash. I've seen businesses really struggle for cash. Some are profitable but have cash flow difficulties, and then some struggle with profitability and cash, so it's a bit dire. I've seen it all. These are my top tips. These are my top strategies to help improve company cash flow. So what is the first focus? What is tip 1? That is to review the sales ledger as a whole. Everything from raising invoices to getting the money in from the customer. And you can see down at the bottom right there, I have sales invoices as my first item on the list. When it comes to sales invoices, there's two main areas you really want to focus on. The first is your terms. The terms on those invoices, the terms you've agreed with customers. The shorter those terms, the quicker payments should come in. So if you have customers that are currently on 60-day terms, 30-day terms, try and reduce that. You'll have to be tactful in the way you approach this with your customers, but reducing those terms can have a real significant positive impact on cash flow because money is coming into the business quicker. Something else to consider when it comes to payment terms is to have stricter payment terms moving forward. So new customer accounts, perhaps halve your current payment terms. If you're currently 30 days, move to 15 days. If you're currently 60 days, move to 30 days. Just so you don't have to mess customers around in future. Those strict payment terms are already set. Another thing to focus on when it comes to sales invoices is invoice as soon as possible. As soon as a job is done, goods are dispatched, get that invoice to the customer as soon as possible, on the same day if possible. From my experience, if you hand a customer an invoice the day they receive the goods or receive the service, there's a higher chance they're going to pay immediately. So get invoices out as soon as possible. If invoices are delayed by a week, then potentially that's another week before that payment comes in. I once knew a business that was very profitable, but there was an upset between the employee over the sales invoices and the manager of the business, and the employee who did the sales invoicing left, and it took like 1 or 2 months to replace this employee. No sales invoices were going out, and this profitable business nearly went bust. There was no cash coming in. It's so essential that invoices are raised and sent out, ideally as soon as possible. The next item on that list down at the bottom right is credit control. Make sure that it's done. Make sure someone is chasing customers. Ensure that there are strict credit control policies in place and that those policies are followed. Everything from customers opening an account with credit checks all the way through to chasing the invoice and pursuing legal action. As part of credit control, ensure that an aged debtors report is reviewed, I would say at least weekly, that directors, owners can see which customers owe them what needs to be chased as a priority, which debts are potential red flags, which debts are easy to get in, reviewing that aged debtors on a frequent basis, and then making a plan of action based on that report is a great way to help money come in. It's a great way to make the sales ledger more efficient. And then the third item is bad debts. Reduce bad debts. There's nothing more frustrating than having a sale that is never paid. The amount of money, energy and time that goes into creating that sale and then chasing the money, chasing the invoice, and it's never paid. It's so frustrating. Reduce bad debts. The best way to reduce bad debts is to have strict credit control in place. Ensure that credit checks are done. Ensure that each customer has a strict credit limit and that the credit control policies are followed to a T. So tip 1 is to focus on the sales ledger and to make that aspect of the business much more efficient. You can then do the same with the purchase ledger. There's not as much you can do with the purchase ledger. It's really focused on the suppliers. There's a few things that you can do when it comes to purchase ledger and suppliers. The first is payment terms. So try and agree longer, looser payment terms with your suppliers. Ideally, what you're going to have is payment terms for your customers that are very strict and very short, and then payment terms with your suppliers that are much more loose and longer. That means money from sales is flowing into the business much quicker than money is flowing out to suppliers. Other things you can do with suppliers is to request larger, higher credit limits. That's a great way to boost cash flow, is if you can have more expenses sitting on credit, money's not leaving the bank account as often. So having higher credit limits with suppliers is another option. Another thing you can do is to reduce the amount of payment runs. If you have a payment run to suppliers once a month, that can boost cash flow rather than doing a payment run every week or every fortnight. So tip 1 and tip 2, sales ledger and purchase ledger. These things can be mammoth tasks as themselves if it's a big business. Reviewing these areas in detail and coming up with a plan of action, a strategy to make those areas of the business more efficient can take a lot of time. These are real key areas to focus on, but they do reap fruit and they can play a significant role in improving company cash flow. Tip 3 is to review the P&L, or the profit and loss statement. The profit and loss statement lists the sales of the business, the expenses of the business, and then the overall profit or loss. It's important that we don't really cross into making the business more profitable in this video, because this video is about improving cash flow, not necessarily increasing profits, because the two are not necessarily directly connected. A business can be very profitable but really struggle with cash. But a few things to mention about the profit and loss statement. The first is sales. So increasing sales, having more sales, theoretically brings more cash into the business. So create a sales strategy. Find a way to generate more sales for the business. It might not necessarily be that you need to create more sales. Perhaps it's as easy as increasing prices. So increasing prices may improve cash flow. You have more money coming into the business. The next area, and once again this is a mammoth area, and that's reviewing all of the expenses of the business, going through each expense category, seeing what expenses, overheads the business is incurring, and seeing if there's a way to reduce those expenses, or at least reduce the payment of those expenses. For example, wages and salaries. If they're not being paid monthly, that is an option. If they're currently being paid every fortnight, then changing that to monthly payments can help cash flow. There could be software subscriptions and other subscriptions that can be paid annually rather than monthly. Once again, this can improve cash flow. It can also reduce expenses, because generally paying annually can result in like a discount, so it's a lower expense. On the flip side, if you have these large annual payments that you don't have the cash for, then you could switch to monthly, so it works either way. Reviewing all the expenses, you may also be able to identify overheads the business is incurring, which it doesn't actually need to. There could be a way to make the business more profitable and improve its cash flow at the same time. It might be that the business doesn't need as many vehicles as it currently does, or as many employees. Or it can get by with fewer software subscriptions, or whatever it is. There is a line here though that's important not to cross, and that is making the business inefficient. You don't want to create inefficiencies trying to save cash, because in the long run you're not going to save any cash and you're going to have a negative impact on profitability and cash. So you have to be very wise in the decisions that you're making. As well as reviewing the profit and loss statement, review the balance sheet. If you don't know what a balance sheet is, it lists the assets, liabilities and equity of the business. Reviewing the assets the business owns is an opportunity to see if there's any assets worth selling. Are there any assets that the business doesn't need anymore that can generate cash for the business? Liabilities, that's everything the company owes. Being able to see everything that the business owes is a great way to get into your mind how dire the situation is, or perhaps the situation isn't as bad as you thought it was. And it will help you just to understand the cash flow situation of the business, and it helps with refinancing, which is going to be the next slide. Equity, this can be a big area. How much money are shareholders, owners taking out of the business? And this may show on the profit and loss too, if say directors or owners are receiving a salary. In times of cash difficulty, sometimes it's best for shareholders, owners to reduce the amount they're taking from the business. So really have a look at that equity area and see if there's a way to reduce those payments to owners. If it's your business and you want it to survive, then cutting back on your wage, on your dividends, your drawings may be a necessity. But hopefully it's just a temporary necessity. Number 5, refinance. So I mentioned the liabilities of the business. If the business has lots of loans, if it owes lots of money, perhaps to suppliers, to banks and other creditors, then refinancing may be a good option. It could be that you can get one single loan out to pay off all your others to simplify the liabilities. Instead of having 10 loans, you'll have one single loan. So that can really simplify what the business owes, is to refinance and get a single loan to cover everything. Another option when it comes to refinancing is extending payment terms for anything that's outstanding. This will mean you pay slightly more overall, so it will have an impact on profitability, but we're talking about cash flow. We're trying to keep the business afloat. So if there's a particular loan, this is purely hypothetical, and it's costing the business £2,000 a month, if you could just extend that loan, talk to the bank, talk to the creditor, see if you can extend it by 2 or 3 more years. It could be you can reduce those £2,000 payments to £1,000 or $1,000 or £800, $800. This is all helping boost cash flow. It has a positive impact on cash flow. So consider refinancing, extending payment terms, or just simplifying what is outstanding by having a single creditor rather than multiple creditors. The last item here is cash flow forecasting. If a business is struggling for cash and it's not doing a cash flow forecast, it's going to get itself into trouble. It's all about planning, being able to see what money's coming in and what money's going out. And it does 2 great things for businesses that are struggling with cash. First of all, it helps you to set goals. We need X amount to come in within the next month. That becomes your focus, and it helps to increase the amount of money that comes in. We need customer B to pay X amount by this date in order to stay afloat, in order to meet our cash needs, in order to stay liquid. So it sets those goals, it helps you to make plans. The second thing it does, it allows you to know what you can pay. How much can shareholders and directors actually take out of the business? How much can we actually pay to suppliers? So it lets you know how much cash should be available to pay suppliers. Nearly everything that I've covered in this video is made so much easier if you have accounting software. If you don't have bookkeeping accounting software, then improving your cash flow is going to be so much more difficult. To follow the tips in this video is going to be near impossible. If you don't have accounting software, there's a link below, 90% off for 6 months. Just click on that and get started and improve your business. I've been through a lot in this video. If you want to learn more about credit control, I have a free course all about credit control. Just go to freebookkeepingaccounting.com, go to free stuff, find the credit control course, and you can take that. There's also a business planning course. You can take that, and there's lots of other courses that will help you with your accounting, but also with your business, how to improve your business, how to make it more profitable, how to improve cash flow, etc., etc. Thank you so much for watching. If this video has been helpful, please like, please leave a comment, please subscribe. Those 3 things really mean a lot to me. Thank you, and I'll speak to you in another video.